ギュー俺も好きだナミっすわ
Hey my dear pirates, you are on channel, Straw Hat's One Piece Theories, and in today's video we're going to talk about the relationship between Sanji and Nami. After the video where we talked about Luffy's naivety and the video about how Luffy feels about the women in One Piece, I saw a lot of comments saying that Luffy wouldn't choose Boa Hancock in the end but Nami. And since that possibility exists, I still believe that Sanji and Nami have a much more coherent love chemistry than Luffy and Nami. And in today's video I'm going to prove that yes, Sanji and Nami are made for each other, even though Oda has already said there will probably be no romance development in One Piece. So, will Sanji and Nami really be together at the end of One Piece? Well, we're going to analyze all this in today's video. So if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit. And if you're new here my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell so you don't miss any new video, okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado let's get to this epic video. And well my dear pirate, before starting I have to remember that Oda has already said several times that he does not intend to develop any love relationship within the One Piece manga and that we have to take into account, after all it is the word of the creator of the work. However, it is one thing for Oda to say that there will be no development of relationships, it is quite another for him to say that couples will not form at the end of One Piece. I could talk about several other shounen manga mangakas who also said that they wouldn't have romantic relationships or couple development because their work was mainly focused on young boys, but in the end, everyone ended up having to adhere to some kind of romance or even being forced to form some couples due to the great feminine appeal that his works reached. According to Oda, boys prefer more fights and adventures while girls prefer romantic relationships, although this is not an absolute rule. But like I said, even though Oda doesn't want to develop any relationship, nothing prevents him from creating couples for the end of One Piece or else that Shonen Jump and Shueisha managers force him to do that, because something I learned years ago consuming manga and anime is that after the work becomes mainstream it no longer belongs to its author, that is, he does not 100% control everything that is happening within its history. Akira Toriyama, Kishimoto, and even the legendary mangaka of stories of the seinen genre, Kentaro Miura, creator of Berserk, rest in peace, had to make alterations in their works at the behest of people who were behind the curtains, that is, of the people who were paying for their works to be published. So even if Oda doesn't want to develop couples, don't be surprised if couples are formed at the end of One Piece, because this is completely normal even within shounen manga, and Oda may not have complete control over it. But as I said in those videos, I still prefer to believe that Oda will do that. First, because if even the pirate king Gul D. Roger had a wife and children, why wouldn't Luffy have it? If the past generation had children, which are the current generation, why won't the current generation make way for a new generation? That really doesn't make sense. And there's more, I believe that Oda, even saying he doesn't want to do that, himself is already doing that. He himself is already developing relationships even if it's unconsciously, and Sanji and Nami are the greatest example for that. There are several moments between the two characters, and I'm not just talking about moments of appealing fan service. No, there are moments where Sanji and Nami clearly demonstrate that both are interconnected beyond just friendship and companionship. The scene where Sanji finally returns to the Straw Hat Pirates in the Whole Cake arc is one that most expresses this bond between Sanji and Nami. In fact, if we stop to think about it, in Whole Cake Island there were several scenes that brightened the lives of those who really believe in the relationship between Sanji and Nami, and, personally, I confess that from that arc I noticed a chemistry between the two that I had never seen before because I was also skeptical about love relationships in One Piece. In other words, my dear pirate, if Oda really didn't want to introduce relationships into One Piece for whatever reason, well, it looks like he's slowly changing his mind. And I believe this may have something to do with Oda's own life. Recently, in 2020, The Color Walk 9 was released in Japan, which is a book with a collection of illustrations from the One Piece manga. Along with the artwork, each issue features an unprecedented interview with One Piece creator Eiichiro Oda, who has always been extremely dedicated to the work. In an excerpt, Oda reveals that he didn't want to know about dating and relationships when he started writing One Piece, all this to keep full focus on his work. However, even with all the work he had with One Piece, even with the work gaining notoriety allowing Oda to have assistants to help him with the manga, whether designing backgrounds or even putting the effects of fights after Oda finished drawing the characters, it turns out that Oda ended up getting married and consequently had a daughter. I'm not saying that this made Oda change his opinion about having or not having relationships within One Piece, but it is interesting to know that in the beginning he didn't care so much about girlfriends as well as the characters within his work, but over time this has been changing, just like in your life. So it seems that yes, Oda is even unintentionally introducing couples in One Piece. He may not fully develop them, but he is clearly leaving clues within his work, especially when the subject involves Sanji and Nami. Unlike all relationships within the Straw Hat crew, and even among other crews and characters, it is with Sanji and Nami that I realize that Oda is, even unintentionally, developing some sort of relationship. That's why I believe Luffy and Nami won't get together at the end of One Piece and why I believe Sanji and Nami will be a couple. But now I want to know your opinion about everything we commented here today. Do you think Sanji and Nami are a better possible couple than Luffy and Nami? Or would Nami be the perfect wife for Luffy? But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone, and until the next video.